Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a new Pomoly tent and let's get everything out of the bag and I'll show you what I got going on. Okay everybody, going from left to right, we have the half mesh inner, waterproof bottom. It does offer a bathtub floor style floor in it. This can be used in a couple different ways. I'll demonstrate that later on in the video. Right here we have the tent body. It has attached guy lines with adjusters all along every guy line. It does have the Pomoly branding on it. On every peg out point along the bottom it does have the adjusters, and the guy lines are very reflective. Moving on, we have the top cap. Well, it does have the hooks and everything all on the top, along the bottom of them, same as everyone. Move that to the side. Here we have a bag full of tent pegs, which are aluminum, I do believe, and a couple extra guy lines if needed. Here we have the pole, pretty standard size pole. So it is attached with shot cordage on all four pieces, so it's easy assembly. So moving on, we have the stove jack. Mine was cut. It came as a solid panel, so you have to cut it to your desired size. I cut mine into little pie slices. As you can see, it's been used a little bit. It works very well. And last but not least, we have the stuff sack. It's made of the same material as the tent body. It does offer Pomoly branding, nice webbing straps, the carry handles, and it offers 2 clips for each one. So moving on, I'll set it up and I'll bring you guys back. I've got the tent set up. It is set up on a little bit of a hill because this spot here is just not wide enough, but I mean, there's a little bit of a hill on that side. It's not too bad. It's set up pretty quickly. So it has been a little bit since I did set it up before, but anyways, topic at hand. It does have a nice generous weather flap. I'd say what, 1.5 to 2 inches I would say. The fabric is very lightweight. I'll get to the specs at the end of the video. But the zipper is very nice. Easy up, easy down. Let me open it up and I'll show you what I got going on the inside here. Okay, I have the mesh inner set up on the inside. I do have a fair size door opening. I do have my one peg still sitting here in the ground for when I go to shut the door. I can just open it, close this here piece back up, loop it back around, tighten it up, and there we go. Now I've got a smaller pie slice. So open this back up. I'm going to bring you guys a little bit closer and show you the mesh. Okay guys, here's the mesh inner. Not really much to say, but I'll give you a little rundown. It's having an easy going zipper until you start zipping it up to the top. But you can roll it back. It does have little toggles here to hold it back. Climbing in and out or doing whatever, just setting up your sleep setup or anything like that. So roll it back. There. A little bit of dirt in here, but I'll clean that out. So here we are in the mesh inner. It is very generous size. It's very nice. In here, So the mesh inner will sleep one person very comfortably, providing you're not set up on a hill. But no, just to give you a little reference, it is pretty good. I got loads of room here beside me for all my gear and everything. So earlier I did mention about another use for this here mesh inner. So I'm gonna take it out and show you guys that setup. There's a couple more things I want to cover before I actually set up the half mesh inner. But I failed to mention that it does have a stove jack opening, and it does come with a full panel stove jack. You have, like I mentioned previously, you have to cut the stove jack material to the size of your pipe. So I did cut mine into a little pie slice for my titanium stove pipe, which is probably a good between 2 and 2.5 inches wide. So I pushed it up through the bottom so the fingers come out, sorry, the little pie slices come up like that. So if it does happen to rain or melting snow or whatever happens to come down, and runs around the pipe and not drip down on the inside. So with that being said, I have one more option to show you guys, and I think you're going to enjoy it. I have it set up in another configuration, basically like a porch mode kind of thing. So you can have like a little table or little camp chairs back here. Above, I have it set up as an awning. I unzipped both doors, unpegged everything. I have 2 poles that came from another Pomoly tent that I own. As I say, I have it set up in porch mode with an awning. I have, well, scenario if it's raining, so you can have the door flap open like as I have it set up like this. I have a guide out to the ground. There's another option. You can have a stick or a long stick or something and prop it up so it's kind of flat. But I have it pitched like this here in case, you know, the rain will just kind of slide off and stay under here nice and dry. You can do the same with this side, which I have it rolled up. Another cool little feature is if you have it set up like this, there's a little tie out right here, a little peg line. You can put a little lantern on it if you want to, or maybe a flashlight or some light source. So I think this one here. Oh, and if this here piece was tighter than what it is now, if you wanted to, you could bring out your hot tent stove, and you could put your stove jack here in the stove jack opening, and you can cook under here without, you know, getting wet or snow blowing in on you if you have a setup like this. But with all that, I'm going to take this tent down and show you one more configuration. Alright guys, I have it set up in a way that I've already used it, and it worked out really well. I used the center pole for the tent itself. It's not ideal, but it's all I have to work with right now. I don't have any trekking poles to use, which is the best thing to use for a setup like this. But no, I have the center pole up in where the up here where the strap goes to the clip in the tent. So I have it set up in there, make sure it's in there nice and snug and it's not going to rip. And I have it set up down here on the inside, so that way I know it's not going to go through or dig it in the ground, fall over or whatever. So the bottom of the floor here is up quite high, excuse me, but for the simple fact is if I have it brought out too far, the zipper's too tight and I can't zipper it up. So I pushed it back just a little tiny bit, and the zipper works just fine. I can unzip it, not a problem. All the way up, all the way down. Now I'm going to open it right up. So you can see there is ample room in there for one person and all your gear. On each end of the mesh inner is a little storage pocket, like for your phone or maybe a flashlight or a small knife, or maybe you have a pocket full of change or something you don't want to all over everything. You stuff it in there, maybe your wallet or something. it's whatever you want to stuff in there for now, or for the night, or for the day, or whatever the case may be. So there is, like I say, there is a nice little footprint here. Sleep pad, well, when I used it in this configuration, I slept right about here in the front, and I had my gear just in behind me. I was hoping that it wouldn't rain that night, and it didn't rain, but I woke up and it was bright and just birds were chirping. It was a great feeling. I woke up in a great mood and everything, so I really enjoyed using it like this, and I'm probably going to do it again. And back to the thing here, but I have it set up like this. I have this here strap tied out to a guy line. I have the guy line looped around this, the clip here, and I have it guyed out to a tree. I have the guy line wrapped around the tree with a stick down through it like a Marlin spike hitch. So with everything like this, as long as you don't clothesline yourself over, or sorry, as long as you don't clothesline yourself on the guy line, you're good. So with all this being said, I'm going to take this here down and I'll bring it back, give you the specs and my final thoughts. Okay, I got the tent all tore down and all packed away. It didn't take too long. It took like 5 minutes or so to tear it all down and fold it up and everything. Shake all the dirt out of it, put everything away. So, for specs wise, I have them here on my phone. Let me get comfortable here. So, for capacity, is a 1-person with a tent stove, stove jack, 2 pieces of heat-resistant stove jack material. You can also fit 2 people if you don't have if you're not using a wood stove in it. It works. I haven't used it with 2 people yet. I don't think I'm going to. It's just going to be like a basically like a solo tent, just for me and my use only. As you probably noticed, there is no snow skirts on it. It has 2 doors. The tent fabric is a 40D silicone coated nylon. It has a 2000 millimeter waterproof rating with heat taped waterproof seaming. The floor shape is a regular hexagon. The floor dimensions are 58 square feet. Yeah, I did read that correctly. So, the peak height is 62.99 inches or 5.25 feet or 160 centimeters tall. The total weight is 5.3 pounds or 2.4 kilograms. There is a top vent, which is around the cap. You can loosen the cap off and loosen it and open it up a little bit to let out some hot air, or if like say if it gets really hot in there, you open it up, vent out some of that heat and everything. And if you're cooking, if you have a lot of steam, if it's creating a lot of condensation, you can open that up a little bit, or open the door or whatever to vent in some cool air and everything like that. So continuing on, the pack size is 50 by 16 by 16 centimeters or 19.7 by 6.3 by 6.3 inches. And for the color is iron cyan. I'm just amazed with that color. That color is awesome. It blends in really well. Excuse me. And it just overall, it's just really nice color. I do really like it. And it is a 4-season tent, especially for wintertime. Hence the name being a hot tent. Excuse me again. So, with all that being said, my final thoughts. I'm going to enjoy this tent. I've used it 3 or 4 different times. I've used the mesh inner twice. Just with the mesh inner on my own camping trip, and I used it with a friend of mine with a tarp set up, and we set the tarps up in the plow point configuration. I used the mesh inner that way, and I did use it openly. So overall, I'm really pleased with this tent. So with all this, I'm going to let you guys go and we'll catch you all on the next one.